you doing? This is this old tune here. Kinda.
We're unspeakably proud to be here to honor the great John Prine.
When I was a child, the family would travel down to western Kentucky, where my parents.
This is way more than a tribute concert. It's people coming together to celebrate his life and his contribution to the entire world.
John Prine was as cool as I hoped he'd be, and cooler.
He was one of the finest songwriters and artists ever.
See you when I get there, maestro.
Well, sometimes we travel.
John was iconic in our culture. I think he represents so much of what's great about America.
When I first heard his music, I was like, okay, wow.
But empty pop bottles was all we would kick.
Those were the first songs that I heard when I was a baby, so they were kind of part of my DNA.
We love you, John. We miss you. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking.
We're going to bring out Tommy Prine.
Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late.
Look who I found.
We're trying as hard as we can to carry on his legacy and his honesty through music. That's our job, that's our gig.
Mr. Peabody's coal train is a haunted.
It's a love thing, everybody.
Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Hurt with the NRW, and I am here with Fiona Whelan Prine, who is the producer for the You Got Gold, a celebration of John Prine. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here, Heather.
Okay, all right. So tell me, relation. Who are you to John?
I was John's wife.
Okay, see?
For many years. Yeah. So.
The most obvious question, I just wanted to get it out there. It's just like, we need to know who you are as a person. So with your connection to John, of course, why did y'all decide to not only host the celebration, but why film it for a more national release? It seemed very intimate in the film. So just curious as to why the national release.
Well, this was the first time we could gather safely. John passed in COVID in 2020, and we tried to do a tribute to him in 2021, and the Delta variant came whipping around, and we couldn't do that. So in 2022, we were able to finally gather as family, friends, and fans together so that we could do what we needed to do. We hadn't been together to remember him and to, as Brandi says in the film, to laugh and have a really good cry. So that's what happened over 2 nights at the Ryman. We had, I think altogether there was almost 60 artists over both nights. We filmed it because we knew it was going to be really special, first of all, and then we also knew that not all of John's fans were going to make it to Nashville. The Ryman can only hold so many people. So yeah, that was the thinking behind it. It's
definitely an incredible event. You had, rock musicians, folk musicians, country musicians. John Prine's work is like everywhere. It's touched almost everybody, even people who don't know who he is. How was that getting to see that moment where you just got a little bit of everyone in a room together?
It was, it was emotional, really, because most of these artists, all of these artists are friends and have been friends for a long, long time. Many of those younger artists opened for John at the beginning of their own careers. And so it was very emotional, and it was also very heartening to see so many people willing to give of their time and effort and come and be with us, be with the family, be with the fans, and bring these songs to them. After John passed, my family and I set up a foundation, the Hello in There Foundation. And so we knew that the revenues that we received from that week, it was a full week actually of tribute, would be the sort of seed funding for the foundation, and that's what happened. So it all the way around, it was just it was meaningful. It was a lot of hard work, but it was so I don't know. It was meaningful. It was deep, and it felt right.
With that, it's how many trying to get the words out. This was a very emotional. It was a very sweet film. But one thing that I noticed, and you see this in a lot of musical documentaries, is this was truly about the celebration, about who he was and about his music. Though y'all did touch on his life, it was more about the music. Why did y'all decide to kind of only give a little bit of commentary, but really keep it to the celebration itself?
Well, that's really what was happening on the night. Like I said, it had been 2 years, not quite 2 years, since John had passed, and so many, all of us, right? All of me and my family and wider family and fans had really been waiting for an opportunity to get together. This was something that people wanted to do, just like you would do for anybody that had passed, right? You want to have a ceremony, you want to have a remembrance. Of course, we couldn't do that for John. So this was the first time we got to do that. Yeah, and it was very touching to me that so many artists immediately said yes. There was no twisting arms. Everybody was ready and wanted to come and be with us at the Ryman. So yeah, I'm not sure if that answers your question or not. I think I might have veered off it there.
No, you're good. It was very clearly a celebration. There's many documentaries that you see where a celebration can be defined as, let me tell you everything about this person's life.
Right. Oh yes. No. Yes. No. To that point. No. We there was so much that happened on stage over those 2 nights. You know, they were both 2-hour plus concerts. So we knew that we had everything that we wanted to produce a film that remembered John, remembered his songs and the legacy that he left for us. And that's why we did also include some of the on-camera interviews that we did with all of the artists. And so those that performed and some whose performance didn't make it into the film, they are interviewed and we hear their voices and they talk about their personal relationship to John, which I think is what you want to hear mostly when somebody has passed, really. The time will come when we will tell John's full biographical story, a documentary on his life. But this one was just that immediate need for us to be together as a community and remember him. And remembering that the songs are what first brought a lot of people to John, right? I mean, that vast catalog that he has. And the songs are so meaningful and they say so much about him as a writer and as a person.
One of my favorite things is, and I believe more than one person mentioned him as a poet first. Like he made those beautiful lyrics, he made those beautiful songs. To go back to what you said about the people who there's so many people that have been touched by his music and know his songs. You had people of every age interviewed, when they were waiting in line. You saw a lot of different aged groups. What are you most excited for when it comes to people being reintroduced or just newly introduced, especially young people, to these songs as they are played by some of their favorite current musicians? Are you excited for that? Yeah. What are your hopes?
Yes. I mean, that definitely, absolutely, Heather. That's something that is very gratifying and exciting to us. We believe, as objectively as everything else, as much as subjectively, we believe that these songs have real, true meaning for people in their lives. I mean, John does not shy away from all of those topics and all of those issues that makes us human, whether you're 14 or whether you're 94, right? I mean, everybody experiences loneliness and hurt and pain and the pain of a breakup or losing someone. And then, of course, he had this infectious sense of humor that I think really he used to help ease his own way through a lot of painful things that had happened in his life. So, yeah, I think audiences, all kinds of audiences, all over the world, eventually will see this film and find something for themselves in these songs and in these lyrics.
That's absolutely wonderful. All right, let's get to the more fun questions. What was the most exciting thing? What was the most fun thing you learned during this experience while you were doing the celebration? There were some fun stories, but what was the most exciting one for you?
Well, John and I were together a very long time, so I'd heard most of the stories. Um, I think for me, listening to Lyle Lovett, whom I know John really respected as a writer and as a performer, to hear him talk about John in the context of his John being a writer and how deep an individual line can be. You can take one line out of a song and it just hits you right square in the face. You hear Jason Isbell say the same thing. And I guess one of the things that surprised me about Jason's short interview is that he tells us that he ripped John off in several of his songs, which I thought was so gracious. But he went on to say that he'd been listening to John since he was a baby. And so, as he says, the songs are part of his DNA. So that was beautiful. I thought it was so well put. I mean, Jason is so eloquent anyway, and has been and is a great friend to our family. So yeah, that was one of the things that was touching to hear for sure.
Just to kind of go off of that, who were you most surprised immediately said yes to coming to this? Once again, John Prine has a fan base that expands across multiple genres, but some artists are just difficult to get a hold of. So who are you the most surprised came and joined y'all for the celebration?
We didn't have anybody that said no. The only people that said no were those who already were committed elsewhere. And the last thing we wanted anybody to do was cancel shows to do this. Because we have repeated these similar events in Nashville for the last 4 years, and had those artists that couldn't make it first time around, they came the second year or the third year, or this past October when we did it again. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, all of them really. I can't think of one. It was just the way it unfolded. Everybody said yes because they were waiting for it. Every one of them wanted to do it, and that speaks again to, I think, this was friendship. This was about friendship and about family as much as it was about, I don't know, admiring a songwriter or being a fan of a songwriter. These were people who truly loved John, and we had relationships with, these people were at our dinner table. These are people that we traveled with on tour with. And so that was one of the surprising things. And one of the most beautiful things was that we didn't have anyone really say no unless they had to.
That's awesome. All right. My last big question, and this actually just came up because you were just saying it, as you continue to do these year over year, do you continue to use them as a foundational point for the fundraiser? Or talk about that. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, so the Hello in There Foundation the idea of it was born in that first year after John passed, because certainly I and our boys, most immediately, and then others commented on missing his kindness. John was just such a kind person. He didn't even have to do or say a whole lot, but you felt that kindness from him. And we missed that. We really missed that. We knew that we could keep the legacy intact in terms of the music and the songs. I mean, there's ways within the industry that you can do that, right? But to lose somebody's kindness and sense of generosity, we felt would have been such a shame, because it was so unique and beautiful. And that's why we created the Hello in There Foundation. And so that first year, like I said, was the seed funding for the foundation. I think we raised well over $500,000 or more over that week. And then we continue to do that, and we've continued to raise funds for the foundation. This past October was our last one, because literally every artist who had wanted to perform and be part of this big remembrance had done it, right? Everybody had more or less been there and had sung John's songs and been with us to celebrate and remember him. We will continue to have events. We are in plans right now. We have a couple of really exciting things coming up next year, collaborations with other folks around the country that we're going to do shows and screenings and all kinds of with. So yeah, the foundation will move along and keep going and helping people just by, I don't know, replicating John's kindness. We don't do the big grand gestures. We do the smaller gestures towards people who are maybe not always seen in those hidden corners. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's absolutely beautiful. Fiona, thank you so much for your time today. You Got Gold, a celebration of John Prine, arrives, makes its theatrical rollout in New York at the Quad on November 28th, and then there will be additional screenings after across the country. Thank you.
Could I mention that there's a website if folks wanted to go? Yeah, so we have a website, yougotgoldmovie.com, and we would love for you to sign up because we're adding cities literally every day. More and more cities, and you can request a screening too if there's a local theater that you would like to see this film at. So yeah, yougotgoldmovie.com.
Right, perfect. Head there, and we will of course have that link in our description below. Thank you,
Excellent.
Fiona, so much for your time.
Thank you, Heather. Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world.
Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like Nerds Rule the World. Like, I want more Black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Heather, nice to meet you. Nerds do rule the world.
We do. We're phenomenal, aren't we?
Thank you, nerds rule.
Love it.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes.
Rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
Absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Nerds do rule the world. I agree.
We do.
I agree.
We're awesome, aren't we?
Thank you, ladies.
So much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
And nerds really do rule the world.
Thank you, sir. It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.
Well, I was good until I saw that this is Nerds Rule the World. So are we talking about like everybody you interview is a nerd, right?
Oh, it's a legal requirement. It is.
It's a legal requirement.
Yeah.
Or are you, or the second you popped on screen, I was like, wait, are you supposed to be the queen nerd then?
I hope so. My handle is Heather is a nerd, so I am a professional at least.
Okay. But then you enter that whole question of like, well, if you're calling yourself a nerd, are you really a nerd? True nerd, would they call them? I don't know. I'm going to start going cross-eyed.
Going to psychoanalyze this a little bit.
Yeah.